Hey.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's my first time on live. This shit crazy.
You've never done a live?
Never. I don't really be using Instagram like that, so.
I know you post like mostly like your football pics and like doing activities, but you're not. Yeah, you're not like on the
I'm
gram.
gonna change that this year. I'm gonna change.
Good. You
I'm gonna
need
do
to.
more personal pictures.
Exactly. How are you? How are you doing? How's the off season going?
I'm doing good. Taking the off season one day at a time. You know that it happens so fast. So, you
I
be
know.
chilling 1 minute, and next minute you be in the season.
Okay, so from the time y'all finished to now, like what have you, I know you're going between like LA, and Seattle. Just talk to me a little bit about like what you've been just up to.
I kind of just been like moving around, seeing family, kind of taking trips, trying to see my friends, really trying to just have some downtime. And I like to use this time to learn as much as I can so I could do a lot more reading than I'm able to do during the season. So just kind of have a life, when you have football, when you're playing football, it's a lot of, it takes a lot of your time. So it's a lot of things that you can't do. So I've really been doing everything that I can't do during the season.
That's good. Did you take a vacation after the season where you're like, I need to go relax on an island?
I went to Bermuda, but not right after the season. I like to just like kind of chill with my family. Like, after the season, it's like, all right, I've kind of not been able to like feel like be around my family comfortably. So, as soon as the season's over, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever y'all want me to do. Now I can do it.
Exactly. Because I mean, like, that's the thing. It's a grind. I mean, 17 weeks, playoffs, and it seems like as soon as season ends, like you get like this little period and then boom, you have to get right back into training. So it's really like year round, even though maybe you're not like in game mode, it's still like something to do all year.
Yeah, I believe it's a lifestyle. I think, football is a lifestyle. You got to be constantly working out. It's always somebody, no matter where you at in your life, it's always somebody that's trying to take your spot. So for me, it's like, I might take a couple of days off, but I'm back to being active. Especially as you get older, you want to make sure your body's in peak shape. And so, I might take a couple of days, maybe a week, and then I'm right back to working out.
Where do you feel like that work ethic comes from? Because even before like knowing you, I was just always a fan of like when I would watch you play, I was like, he just has such a hold on the game. Like not only yourself, but it's like I felt like, okay, when I watch you, it's like where everybody's lined up on your side, where everybody's lined up on the other side. Like you just are able to do so many things that you can't really teach, like some things are like, yeah, you can get faster, you can get stronger, but like natural, like reading, God-given ability, like you can't teach that. Like, where do you think that stems from with you?
I don't know. Outside of God, you know what I'm saying? I honestly don't know. I put a lot of work into it. I think it takes a lot of hours that people don't get to see. A lot of the field study at night, a lot of the sleepless days where everybody's asleep and you waking up. And I think it was just like a mindset from early on. You just wanted to be better than everybody else. And so to do that, you got to outwork everybody. So I've had amazing coaches along this journey that kind of instilled in me to outwork everybody. Even if it's like, we have 10 reps in the weight room, I'll do 11 just so, but I won't tell nobody, but I'll do more than everybody else just to, like, for myself, to let them know that I'm doing more than them. So it's kind of just a mentality where, you don't want to be outworked. And, from the football standpoint, it's just, I want to make sure like my teammates can feel like they can ask me any question, no matter what position they play or where they at. And so it's just wanting to be that general out there on the field. And to do that, you got to put in the work and you got to know what everybody's doing. And, at some point your body will slow down, but if your mind is always crisp, your game won't slow down. So that's kind of what I believe in.
I think that's really dope. When I watch you, it kind of reminds me. So growing up, I was a huge Troy Polamalu fan. And when I watch you play, it reminds me of that so much because like off the field, he's super mild mannered and like chill. But like as soon as like he's between those lines, like it just goes to another gear. And I feel like when I watch you play, you go into that level. But again, I feel like only few people can master like playing outside of themselves, but not like getting outside of themselves. Because in order to hype yourself up to get to that energy level, some people just do too much and like they lose their technique or they lose certain things because they're like, oh, I got to make a play. I got to like do this. They start pressing. And when I watch you, I never feel like you're pressing, you know?
Yeah. I think that's just like, again, watching different guys and understanding that this is just a game, you know what I mean? And this is, you know, it's a blessing that we get to come out here and do what we do, but it allows you to kind of let out emotions. Like, you know, we like the only people that our job is to hit somebody. So if you have frustrations, you know, in your life, you could take them out at your work or at your job. And so, you know, you just got to find that balance because, you know, we do have families and things like that. So you can't be, you know, the same person every single time. Like, you got to be chill with your family and then on the field be a totally different person. And I believe that. And so it's like, it's almost like a force field. It's like as soon as I walk past those lines, it's like I turn into a different person. But then as soon as we're done, I come back to who I am and, you know, we kind of move on from it. So, I mean, that's why I love the game so much is because it allows you to kind of be that. It's kind of like an actor. It's like, you know, you get to be these different roles, but you still can be yourself. But you can venture off and be different people, you know, play different parts.
You get to, like, flex a different muscle of yourself.
Exactly.
Like a different.
Exactly.
Okay, so even though obviously most people know you as like this great football player, most people do not know that you're a hooper on the low.
I am. I do hoop a lot.
Okay. Do you think you could really sign in 10 days somewhere?
I mean, the Lakers, man, you know what I'm saying? When the Lakers, you know, ready to come get me,
squad, right?
I'm good. Yeah, Lakers are my squad. I've been a fan since Kobe, Shaq, even before that, Magic.
Well, shoot, you're from the IE.
Yeah, Ontario, California. Most people don't know where Ontario, when they see Ontario, CA, they think it's Ontario, Canada. But, you know, California do got Ontario. But, yeah, that was my first love. I was playing basketball my whole life. And then I actually started playing football to get in shape for basketball. And then, you know, I wasn't blessed to be 6'8", 6'9", so I needed to kind of switch my sport up a little bit.
You could have been like the most, like, you're not that short. Like, you could have been like,
no, I'm tall.
Like, hey,
I consider myself kind of tall. 6 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm up there.
Cleats, cleats give you that, like, extra inch and a half.
That's what I'm saying. I'm at least, like, 6'4" with cleats on. At least.
Okay, okay. I know you're a Laker fan. What do you think about the Lakers from this past year? Are you like, okay, we just got to trust this process? Are you like, this looks a mess?
I don't know. I think we got to see what we do during the offseason.
Did you like the LeBron move? Did you like them getting LeBron?
Kind of. I don't feel like LeBron is dope, but I don't know if like that's LeBron. I feel like so many people see like, especially like Laker fans, it's like we grew up watching Kobe for 20 years. So, and LeBron was kind of like the rival to Kobe. So it's kind of like signing your rival to your team and having to root for him. So, you know, I love LeBron as a person, as a player. When he came to LA, it was kind of weird because it was like, you know, you're not a Laker to me. But
yeah.
I think everybody assumed that because he, you know, had his run, you know, in the playoffs, that it was going to come and kind of translate into, you know, what we do. But, you know, I think we still got a lot of parts that we need to add. And you know, I feel like we're going to be straight. It is LeBron. You know, he's one of the best players in the league. So, you know, I feel like we should be straight. We get one more player. But, you know, I feel like right now, like, it's not too many players that actually want to come play with LeBron. They want to kind of have their own team. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
I agree. When I first heard the move, I was like, okay, this makes sense because now, you know, he's like getting towards the end of his career. He's trying to phase into like media. LA is the hub. Like, this all makes sense. And I have grown in my love for LeBron. Like, at first I was like, I'm a Kobe person. Like, it's Kobe over everything. But I do respect what he's done in the athlete space. And I feel like we've never seen an athlete really take control of their career like we've seen LeBron, like to dictate, like, I'm in this situation. You know, a lot of times it's like you have so many people at the top pulling the strings and saying, like, you're going to do this, you're going here, you'll be traded here. And when a player does it, it's like, oh, all of a sudden it's a problem. But if the GM can trade you tomorrow, you've given your heart and soul, you know, like like Vince Carter, when he gave his heart and soul to the Raptors and then like he dipped, and everybody's like, oh, this and that. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, your family. And that's why, like, now even in the NFL, like, I'm so happy seeing these guys getting paid and getting this guaranteed money, and like seeing them just like take that step, because you put so much on the line. And I know people, they look at the numbers like, well, what's like 2 or 3 more million? It's like, imagine every day you literally don't know how you're going to come out on the other side. Like, it's a risk every time you take the field. So you should be properly compensated. And how much money are these other people making? You know, not to get on a tangent, but just saying.
Nah, I feel you. No, I think like from the LeBron standpoint, I feel like to me, how I look at it, he's a blessed, because he got to watch how Jordan did it, and he got to watch how Kobe did it, and then like guys before him. So he was able to like, I feel like with Jordan and them, they understood it was a business, but I don't really feel like they understood how much they can control their business until it got to like Kobe. And then like when by the time LeBron got it, it was like, okay, I'm good. I can run with this. But yeah, I feel like guys need to take more, you know what I'm saying? I think it's important for like NFL players, NBA players, players in general, to just do what's best for them, because, you know what I'm saying, your career is so short-lived, and you don't know what's going to happen to you, especially with us, NFL players. We don't know what's going to happen to us the next day. So, you know, we got to get all we can, and we can't really allow the outside, you know, people to control our moves that we make. But at the same time, we have to have that mindset that, you know, we are a business, and you need to control your business. And I think that's what, to me, that's the problem that we have, and that's the reason why sometimes we go broke and stuff like that, because we rely on people so heavily. And when we get done playing football, it's like now we got to rely on ourselves, because the agents, the financial advisors, all the people that was around while we were playing aren't there anymore. So it's like, it's crazy. You're relying on guys to even like do something simple, like book a flight for you. Like some guys don't even know how to book a flight after they're out of the league, because they rely on other people so heavy. And when you don't got that money and can't pay for those services, it's like now you spent like this, you know, long period of your life not mastering other crafts outside of football, that now you're 30 or whatever trying to master those crafts again. So I just feel like we got to take more control of ourselves, and more control, like put more accountability on us, and not blame other people for our problems, but take charge of our problems early on versus wait till the last minute and do it.
And I feel like you see that so much more now, and that's why I think guys like you and others, I really see like that push for more veteran guys, for the younger guys coming in, is like, hey, like putting them up on game, or telling them like, hey, this is the pitfalls I fell into, or hey, like I did this, maybe don't do this, like, and not even from a perspective of like, I'm trying to tell you, you're going to live your life. But again, if I can prevent you from making the same mistakes, and it takes you a shorter period to learn this lesson than I had to learn, like, I'm going to give you these gems.
Exactly. I feel like it's our job, and the people before us job, just like with LeBron and Jordan and all those, it's our job to share our scars. And so it's kind of like, not like parenting, but it's like, you want to share like what did you go through that the next generation or the next people don't have to go through? What did you fail at so the next generation doesn't have to necessarily fail at it? Although the failures made you, it's certain things that like guys don't have to go through, and you can share that knowledge with them, and you can share like, how do you transition from playing the sport into the real world, and how do you transition from you know, making this amount of money, or you know, how do you actually manage the money that you have? Because I think that's what we got to do. It's like a lot of us like go from not having any money at all to having a lump sum of money. And so we don't really take the proper time it needs to be taken to understand how that works, and understand what that means to truly let your money, like invest your money in the right things.
Make your money like
work for you.
Work for you.
Exactly. We spend so much time working for the money when we can have the money work for us, but we don't have that mindset. We just like to spend it so quick. But I feel like there's a shift. I feel like people are being more conscious of it, and you know, guys are really, you know, taking pride in helping other people. And so I feel like this next 10 to 20 years should look different.
It should, and I'm really excited to see like what the direction of like the league will go, because I feel like even just in the last 5 years, like you said, so many things are so different now, and I feel like players are getting more like about their business, and it's like, what are you doing for me? Like, what are you doing to like better my situation now and like long after I'm done playing this game?
Yeah, you know, I feel like players know their worth. You know what I'm saying? They know what they worth. They know, what they bring to the table. And so it's like, okay, now I know you're going to hold me accountable, so I'm going to hold you accountable. Just like if I start, the moment I start missing tackles, the moment I start not making plays, the Seahawks and everybody else going to get rid of me because I'm not doing my job. So the moment I'm not doing my job, if they can get rid of me, you need to have that same mindset with anybody that you work with. If they're not doing what they said they're going to do, then, you got to make the move, and it's the best decision for you. And I feel like guys are making the best decisions for them now.
I agree. Totally like switching gears a little bit. So what is like, I know you're a big Kendrick fan. Like what is your Kendrick connection? Because I know you like I know you've seen him and like he came to the Seattle facilities and did he have skills?
I met him from, I've been listening to him and TDE really from, since I was in high school almost, because my cousin knew him and I'm really close to my cousin. So I was kind of around a lot. And so, I just was always a fan of the music and it was just always appealing to me. And, I forgot when we met. It was like 2010 or something like that. And so we just kind of been on like, I've watched him, his career from afar, just like he watched mine. And so it's just so happened that
like mutual appreciation.
Yeah, mutual appreciation. And it just so happened that like the year I got drafted was the year I think he put out Good Kid, Mad City. And so it was just like a really dope thing because he is like one of my favorite rappers. Him and Jay-Z and like Nipsey and those guys that just think outside the box and want to do something differently, it's inspiring. And so, I think it's really dope. And even Schoolboy Q, man, he just released a new album. You know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't heard it, go check it out. It's
plug.
So, that whole camp, man, they've been really inspiring me. It's really inspiring and they're really influential on my life. They've done a lot for me. They don't even know it either. So it's like I've watched them from afar. So it's been cool to watch them.
Okay, what's your favorite track off of Damn? Like what's your go-to track?
Feel. That's my favorite.
Ooh,
Feel.
okay.
Feel. That's my favorite for sure. Just like what he's talking about and the beat and how it changes that's my favorite one for sure.
I love Kendrick's music because I feel like it seems like he takes so much time with every beat, with every like song, like to make sure everything gels. Like it's a cinematic piece. It's not just like single here, like club song here. Like everything just flows really well.
Yeah, it's like watching a movie. It's like every album has been like watching a movie, especially the last one. It's like, he put so much thought into it, and so it takes you a long time to really dive into everything that he was, trying to get you to see. And what I like about it too is I love like artists that grow. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z is like the main one to me, like from what he was talking about, early on to what he's talking about now. And I feel like even like now he's gonna be so, although like he's kind of, not in the forefront of the game like he was, it's like he's a guy that I feel like everybody looks at and says like, you can really pay attention, especially like with that shift.
Like he's the blueprint.
Like no pun intended, you know what I'm saying?
No pun intended, but
he's the guy that everybody kind of looks at and like, okay, man, like he telling me what I should be doing with my money. He made those mistakes back then. Now he's telling me, okay, we don't got to do those same mistakes. Like we don't got to necessarily like spend our money on these things. Like we can do it, right way and have like generational wealth, which I think is the goal.
I agree. And I agree too. And even like bringing up Nipsey, like rest in peace. I think, even before like his passing, it was the energy that he was starting and that, like so many people give back, and this, like so many people give back, but most people are cutting a check or they're doing it for like a tax write-off. But he was really ingrained and cared about the community. And you just don't meet people that, as they really keep elevating in life and get to certain points, that really still are so rooted in their community and care about like, I want to reach my hand back out for people. Like I'm not in my house in the hills over here and I don't care about the people from like the communities I came from. And I do respect that. I feel like hip hop and just like culture as a whole is kind of getting back to those roots of like, we need to take care of each other. We need to help each other out,
Yeah, he's been like, he's a inspiration to everybody. You could tell, just, the way, everybody kind of received. Because I really feel like nobody really knew all the amazing things that he was doing until he passed, which is unfortunate. And, you know, I hope it's something that we do better at, like, kind of appreciating people while they're here.
Like giving people their roses while they're still here.
Like, appreciating them while they're here. But, you know, he's the same person to me. Like, you know, I remember watching an interview, maybe something like 2010 or 2013. And, you know, you have this image of him, but he's talking about reading a book. And you know, he's talking about, like, you know, he dives into, like, you know, hella books. And that's how he came up with his marketing plan on some of his releases. And, you know, the way he's conducted his business and his power the people around him. And, you know, he just was inspiring on so many different levels. And it's unfortunate that you won't be able to see, like, the true, like, you know, what he would have been able to do had he had, you know, a longer period of time. But just to think about all the people that he's touched and the things that he's done, you know, while he was here, it kind of inspires people to do more.
No, I agree. And I also, it's like, I feel like it feels like a shift in the energy, you know, like now I feel like people are the energy is just so different because usually, you know how things go. I mean, it's for a week or two and then everybody just kind of goes back to normal or they move on to the next thing. And it just feels like, you know, now like his spirit is just like infused in like even me, like only album I really listen to right now is Victory Lap, and I just keep listening to it over and over. And I remember, and that's why music is so powerful, because I remember like when he had dropped Victory Lap, it was probably like last year, and I was going through my own personal stuff, and I just every day I would listen to Hussle Motivate, and I said like, okay, like I just got to keep going. Like I don't see it right now. Everything around me is not looking good. Like I got my back against the wall, but like I just got to keep pushing. And I feel like that energy that he had is still infused in us today, even though he's not like physically here, you know?
No, for sure. Because I really feel like nobody knew how great of a person he was and what he was doing. Like people from LA knew, but not the world didn't know. So, you know, I feel like when he passed, like the world got to see like all the amazing things that he was getting ready to do. And, you know, it's going to inspire some kid for sure to kind of pick up where he left off.
I agree. Okay, so speaking of amazing things, I know you do a lot, and that's another thing I respect is, you know, you're not a big social media person. Not everybody has to be, but I feel like you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that, you know, you just do the work. You're not necessarily looking for the recognition, but I know you have a couple events coming up. Talk to me about this meal packing event you got going on.
I got two events. We haven't announced the other one yet, but it's going to be for kids. But this weekend I got a Tackling for Hunger event. You know, I kind of dive into stuff and you realize like kids don't really eat on the weekend, and especially kind of where I'm from. So we're going to go back to my high school and we're going to do a meal packing event, and we're going to try to, you know, create a lot of meals for kids to eat on the weekend, and just kind of, you know, find ways to help and kind of fix that. And next week, or, you know, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have an event for the kids where we're going to bring, you know, a select amount of kids out to the Seahawk facility, and we're going to have a walk around, do kind of like a mini 5K for them.
Oh, that's dope.
It's going to be centered around like stroke awareness, because that's what my mom passed away from. And so we're going to do something like that. And then we have like another thing kind of in the works around kind of trying to fix the homeless problem, you know, out here. So, you know, like I said, you know, we got people around us, you know, inspiring us, and we just want to, you know, kind of do our part.
That's dope. Like, I salute you. I see the work you're doing. I know, don't you also do some like basketball stuff in Seattle?
Yeah, I've done, you know, I've helped. There was a team out here that, the Rotary basketball team that was trying to make it to Vegas. One of the top teams out here, you know, needed kind of help getting to Vegas. So we kind of put on a little thing for them to kind of help them get to Vegas. So, yeah, I kind of, you know, like, I like to make moves in private, but, you know, some of the stuff come to light. So it'll all come to light eventually.
That's really good. Okay, I know you're a busy man, and I definitely appreciate you taking this. Okay, we'll wrap it up. Final question. When it's all said and done, outside of football, outside of being one of the top linebackers, having all the stats and all that, what do you want people to remember about you, Bobby Wagner, the person?
Just that he was a great person. He was genuine. He was caring. He was true to himself. He wanted to inspire the people around him. You know, hopefully I play my entire career in Seattle. That is what
I hope so too.
That's what I would love, you know. But I understand it's a business, and we got to figure out, you know, what's gonna happen. But you know, I just want to know that, you know, I put my all in everything that I did, and you know, I had love for the people around me, love for the city that I played for, and the city that I came from, and you know, just try to touch as many people as I possibly can before I leave this earth.
Solid. Bobby, like I said, I appreciate it. You didn't have to do this. You took the time. Real
Appreciate
one.
you,
I
man.
appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate you. I know I was supposed to do this like last year, so
But you know what?
apologize it took so
Timing.
long.
It's all about timing. It happened in
Exactly.
the time it was supposed to.
We're gonna do it some more this year. I appreciate everybody that tuned in, all the comments. I've been reading a couple of them.
You did your first IG live.
I know, right? A couple of y'all comments is crazy, but a couple of y'all comments is tight.
They are. I told you people be wilding in the comments.
Yeah. So appreciate all the fans. Appreciate Seattle. If y'all see me around, say what's up. Shout out to the 12s. I'm gonna be here as long as they allow me to be here. So know I'm doing everything on my part to be around. So, you know, appreciate you guys and appreciate y'all love and support.
All right, Bobby. Well, have a good day. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'll save this video, so if you didn't watch it, y'all can watch it later. Thank you, Bobby.
No problem. Take it easy.
Okay, bye.